All right. Well, blessings, everyone. Welcome to Table Talk JA. And this is our first official live stream on this channel. So, this is a collaboration channel between Marlon and myself. And basically, this is the part where we're hosting the Table Talk. So, Marlon has been basically hosting a few of the Table Talks already, so that is really, really good. We have two videos on here so far. So if you all have not seen those, definitely check out the two that we have already. And yeah, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining on. We have today two guests. So we have Miss Barbara here. Some of you might know her
Hello.
as well in the chats and the comments with on Marlon's channel. So you can introduce yourself for those who don't know.
Hi, everyone. My name is Barbara Thorpe. I like to consider myself a very busy subscriber to everyone's channel. And for the most part, I'm silent, but I'll greet everyone as I enter. And but I'm usually a silent watcher, but I'm a frequent on Marlin and Auntie Pauline's and Colors and all the others. So
Everywhere.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Great. And we also have Blinkview TV here. So he's a content creator and he's going to introduce himself and his channel and let us know what he's got going on over at his channel.
Hello, my name is Dean. I'm from Blinkville TV. I'm a content creator and also a person who try to help with homelessness and things like that. And I'm familiar with Marlon and Auntie Pauline and Color Smith, and here I am joining you guys tonight.
Right. Perfect. Well, thank you all
Great.
for being here today. Definitely. And we're going to get started. Definitely, please click the like button, share it out with everyone else if you're watching, and feel free to engage in the conversation. If you have any questions or you like the topic and you want to chime in, feel free. This is just definitely that space for that. So, first, you said that you are for your channel. So you have like a specific focus that you have, or do you kind of do like a little bit of different things for your channel?
Is that for me or Miss Barbara?
That one's for you. You're the VIP host.
Okay, okay. Yes, yeah, I do generalize. I am not consistent with one thing.
Hmm.
I I create videos, and yeah, basically, I'm not consistent with one thing.
Okay. So then, what kind of inspired you to open up your YouTube channel?
Well, yeah, this is it now. In December of last year, I was on a cruise, and I was there,
Hmm.
with my phone, and I was making some videos, and I remember that I created a channel, but I wasn't using it. I had a channel since 2013, but I wasn't using it, and I decided to post a video, and by so doing, one video, and it went viral.
Oh wow!
Um, one video, it went viral. I got 8.6 million views on the one
Ah,
video, and yes, but
wow!
at the
That
Wait, so
same
wait,
time,
explains
wait,
when
it.
I
wait, wait, wait. Hold on a second. What did you do to do that? What type of video was that?
I created something from other people's material. I use other people's material, and I generate
Okay.
a video. It was only
Oh,
a 15-second short.
wow.
Was that off the cruise or other something else?
No, it wasn't off the cruise. It was just like some police officers doing acting and stuff like that, and I went in and I used the material to generate the video.
Aren't you
Wow.
a sly one?
That
Very, very
I
genius of
didn't
you.
I didn't even have 100 subscribers. I didn't have any subscribers.
wow. That's
But the only
interesting, and
Yeah, yeah.
go
But
ahead.
the only drawback with that is that after getting all that views and everything, and I got to where I could get monetized, but I was YouTube didn't accept my application because there
Hmm.
was music in the background.
Oh
And so
no.
Oh,
yeah, yeah. So
Oh,
I would say to everybody who want to, go into YouTube or doing the video, make sure you edit right.
right.
Make sure you
oh
edit
man.
right.
I'm sorry, man. I'm so sorry.
But
That's so crazy.
yeah, it's all right. It's a learning experience, and of course, I have to start all over again, and I'm on a waiting list this time.
Okay, wow.
You
But
need
I think
another
that
you need another video.
I
You
will.
need another.
Soon I'll come up with an soon I'll come up. I'm just waiting. I'll also come up with something soon.
Okay, awesome.
definitely. So we have Rundingo's Lifestyle tuning in. Welcome, welcome.
Hey,
Thanks for
Randingo,
joining us
welcome,
here.
brother.
Hi, Randingo. Nice to see you.
Yes, welcome. But yes, that's interesting. That kind of talks to what it is really like with the algorithm, because a lot of people get discouraged because they may have really good content that they put a lot of effort into. However, when they post it, they get one or two views, or 50 or whatever, and they're like, why do I keep going? At this point I'm discouraged. But you can see that, on the flip side of it, it can be just one video, literally just one, that can go viral. And I always believe that there is at least one video on everyone's channel that is their viral video. It might not be, millions of views, but for their channel, you might have all of your other videos are 50 views, but you have that one that's 1,000. That's your viral video. You know what I mean? So I think
Exactly,
that
exactly, exactly.
definitely gives people that little, say, okay, maybe it's not necessarily my content, but it's just the algorithm and how you title the video, your thumbnail, and what's popular at the moment.
Right. It all
Yes.
has to do with titling and the thumbnail.
Yeah, that clickbait is
But
everything.
but but, but what really got to me, I didn't really know anything about YouTube. I just was just like feeling it out, and it's
Mm,
just always the apprentice who get through. When
Absolutely.
right. Yeah.
yeah when you get into it now, that's when the work starts.
That is true.
Exactly. When you
That.
start to make conscious choices and conscious decisions around how you're gonna, it's always when you're flying blind. It's the best thing comes out of when you're not planning it. Like I
Yep.
feel like candid photos are the best when you're not necessarily posing or whatever. It's
Right.
true. It's so true.
Exactly.
Because now you
Exactly,
overthink
exactly.
everything.
So
It's not. It doesn't come like from a, freely anymore. You're really putting a lot of thought into it, and it could not come out as, it might not have be received as the ones that were random and no thought put into it, or very little thought put into it.
Right.
right,
Exactly.
right.
Yeah,
It's
you'd be
just
Wow.
it's just
surprised.
it's
There's
just
a
like
lot.
it's just like 2 days ago. 2 days ago, for instance, you cannot plan everything that you think is gonna go perfect. Yes,
Mhm.
2 days ago, I was walking and I saw a lady with two dogs, and I decided to film the two dogs, and I made a shot out of it. And within 4 hours, 10,000 views. So you can't plan anything when it comes to
Wow.
that. You have to just take something. You know,
Yeah,
you just have to get yeah.
that's
You just
true.
have to yeah. You can't plan everything, because when you try to plan everything, you overthink, and then
Mhm.
you're not getting it.
Right,
Correct.
exactly. That's very true. So speaking of planning, so how did you come to meet Marlon and Colors? How did that work?
Well, Marlon and Colors, I met them when at the gospel concert. When Colors came up here for the gospel concert, that's where I met them.
In
And I,
okay.
I I knew of Colors a long time ago because I always watch his video. I've been watching his videos from 2020. So
Wow.
I
Okay.
I I know who he was. So I went to the
Mhm.
concert to meet him. Yeah, that was
Mhm.
my main objective, to meet him. And I met him there, and I met Marlon there also.
Oh,
So
nice.
tell me this. I've seen people's reaction when they come in contact with colors, like they're in the presence of greatness, like that kind of a reaction, and
Yes,
tell me this.
because I'm
How
sorry.
did
I'm sorry.
you feel when you actually came into contact with him? Did you have a similar experience?
Well, when I came in contact with colors, it was calm. It was calm because I knew what I knew, what I was dealing with, because I could tell a lot about people even without meeting them. So when
Okay.
I met him, I called him straight out. I say, Miguel, come here. I didn't even call him colors. I called him by his name, and he
Okay.
came over. And of course, we talked for a little bit. Nothing exciting or anything. It was just introduce myself, talk to him, and get a few words from him, but not much. But you see, he's a Cole is a person like this. He's very quiet on camera. Maybe when he's doing his work, he's excited, but he's very quiet when you meet him in person.
You always say
You
that
know?
he's not good at that part of it.
Right?
Oh,
He's very quiet, and and and
What the
and,
meet and
and
greet.
I admire that about him. He's
Mm.
very
it's
he's a
almost
very
like
humble.
when you right. It's almost like when the actors and actresses will. I couldn't get it before when they used to say, "I'm a really shy person," and I'm like,
Yeah,
"You're acting,"
right.
I'm a re- and then then one day,
It's true.
my one day I had to make a speech, and this was a huge deal because it was all these really people high up in the city were there with the Department of Education, and I wrote my own speech, but I didn't know how I was going to deliver it,
Mhm.
and my coworkers had more faith in me than I had in myself. Like literally, I thought I was going to have a heart attack. And then
Uh,
once the moment came, it's like you get into character. It's like acting.
right.
You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
once
Yeah.
when we finish the speech now and sit down, I feel like I was gonna pass out. My legs were shit because it's almost it's almost like
That
you
adrenaline.
embody somebody else. It's not you. So I kind of get it to a certain extent when people say I am shy or I'm reserved, but when the lights and the camera comes on, you kind of go into character and act it out, and then you go back, you retreat back into who you are. If that makes any sense,
Right. It's true.
Right, right, right.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's true. That does happen. But
and
that's good though. Like, so you're
a
able
good
to meet
thing.
him at the gospel concert. And, I think that's very important to kind of, zone in on that, because I've seen a lot of times where a lot of people will idolize, content creators, because they have a big following, and they just forget that they're people as well. You know what I mean? They have real people behind the camera, your comments, they do see the comments, they see all of the, reaction videos, all that stuff that they're being tagged in. There is a real person behind the camera. And I think that also
Exactly.
recognizing, just like how you said that, you yourself knew him for what, 4 years basically, right? But he never knew you.
Right,
So you have to
right,
think about it like that. Like if somebody comes up to you and they know your whole life story, they know everything about you, and you don't know who they are, how would you feel? You know what I mean? So I think that's
right.
something that a lot of people kind of, forget. They'll run up to their, the person that their celebrity, or somebody that they know from social media, and then they're just like their best friend, because to them they're playing you every day from the wake up in the morning, they leave it playing on the house, they go to their family, you're still playing on their TV, so it's a little bit of a different situation coming from the actual subscriber to the content creator.
I
Right.
agree. Yeah.
Mhm. Definitely.
And so,
So
how
another
was it with
question.
Marlon? That was you talk about colors, but with Marlon, I mean, you met him at the same place, the same
I met
venue.
Marlon at the same. I met Marlon at the same place, and ever since I met Marlon there, we just click. I mean, he's a very jovial person. He's a people person, and that's what I like about him, because I'm kind of the same way. You
Okay.
know,
Mhm.
and ever since we click, and I'll be calling him from time to time. I remember when his mom, was sick. I
Mhm.
I I went to see her, but unfortunately for me, I didn't get to see her. But virtually,
Oh, okay.
yeah, but I didn't get to see her in person. I spoke to her on the phone and thing like that. But I went to the hospital to see Auntie Pauline, and
Oh,
I stayed there a little bit with Marlon and Colors. Colors was there too. You know,
Right. Yeah.
so yeah, and that was my second encounter with Colors.
Okay.
okay.
And that I think the irony of that is like during such a difficult time for them. It's like people that they didn't necessarily know from, regular walk of life ended up being a support system. I think that's just very interesting how that came to be.
You see, for me, right, YouTube is just that is that it is that not just for entertainment. I think that when
Mhm.
you invite somebody in your life, you ask somebody to subscribe to your channel, and that person
Yeah.
starts supporting you. I think that is more than just a viewer and a subscriber.
Mhm. Right. That is true. That is very true. And
Like
I
an
think a lot of
extended
content
family,
creators.
right?
Right.
Because
Yeah.
you start to develop an intimate intimate relationship like with that person. No, when I say
Absolutely.
Right.
intimate, overall, it's just like you're dragging somebody to you. It's not just you
Mhm.
love that person because of what the person is bringing to you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So the
And the
word
type of
intimate I shouldn't
content.
put there, but I
No,
Well,
I
mean,
that's yeah,
understand.
that's
We
yeah,
got the
exactly.
context. Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
course. And
It is
a lot of
true.
people a lot of people don't recognize that part of it. Them being the content creator, they think that as because a lot of times as soon as one of their subscribers disagree with them, they're like, "Oh, we'll just block you." You know what I mean? But it's like you've
no.
already established such a connection, and they become people who are genuinely looking out for your safety. You have people commenting in your videos and they're saying, "Oh, watch out for this, watch out for that." And a lot of people will come back with hostility. "Oh, don't tell me what to do," or whatever. But that person has genuinely kind of almost adopted you in a way. And so, like,
Right.
they're watching you
Sometimes it's
every day.
scary though. Sometimes it's really, it's almost like, sometimes I am like sitting on the edge of my seat, like, oh no, he or she did not just say that or did not type that text. Sometimes I think they take it a little too seriously. Like,
Yeah,
that's not your grandson,
that's true.
that's not your child. And sometimes
Right.
it boy, and I think I love the idea that they shepherd them and want to see the best, for them and all of that good stuff. But sometimes it borderlines disrespect, like almost like,
Exactly. That's true too.
it's the negative aspect of it, because you can deliver a comment or give a suggestion and it doesn't come
Hmm.
across as insulting or degrading or demeaning. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? That's
Right.
those are the
Well,
Hmm.
ones that are crazy.
I can say this, right? For a while, I've been like Colors when he's doing his projects in Jamaica. I have been here micromanaging because sometimes I'll be texting him and telling him what to do. You
Hmm.
know, and he don't know me, but yet still he's always
Right.
respectful. He's
Yeah.
Because
always
you do it
respectful.
because you do it in a respectful way too. You know how
Yeah,
it
Exactly.
because
works.
yeah, yeah. One of the thing why I really like would say something to him about like construction, because I've been in the construction business for like almost 30 years.
Right.
So
Wow.
I would be guiding him because I realize most of the time, they could be slip up. So
Yeah.
I'll be telling him,
Hmm.
listen, do this, do that, try that. And he's very humble, he's
Very
respectful.
receptive to it. Right. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. And that's, one of the interesting things about it is like what Miss Barbara, you mentioned about, the respect. That is very true because some people, they think that they have a certain type of ownership. They're
Hmm.
in the comments and they're supporting you, and if they're donating to your channel and stuff, they have the sense of like, they feel like they own you, right? And
Yes.
so, you have to draw the line, respectfully, but you have to draw the line and just be like, yeah, you're supporting the channel and things of that nature, but I have my own privacy, I have my own, autonomy. Like there's not just I'm going to listen to whatever anybody in the comments tells me what to do. And, the thing is that a lot of people forget, again, that there is a real human being behind that camera, that they have real feelings, and they a
Yeah.
lot of times they can get a little too comfortable,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, I
if
think
they
it's just
go
hard to.
deep, some of the things are really searching. Like you can't, like, even if you are a friend of the person, you
Right.
might want to think twice before you say some of the things I see that
Exactly. It's
they,
true.
they put up there. And you know, I say I've had people call me up who, we watched Colors and other YouTubers together. We watch them and we'll talk about what we watch. And I remember a friend of mine getting really upset. And, I'm not gonna say who the content creator was, about the content or the kind of behavior the person was exhibiting, and it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't really anything really bad, and
Mm-hmm.
it was just a very immature,
Right.
reaction from the YouTuber, and I had to say to my friend, we are thinking with our 50 and 40 something year old brain. You are looking at a 20 and a 21-year-old and expect them to behave like we are behaving now. Come
Mm-hmm.
on, we got to cut them some slack. And I said, if you have children, we have sons who act like them, or we have grandsons who act like them. So I'm not saying that you can't correct them, but it's the way they go in, and I'm like, come on, what
Right.
were you doing when you were 21? What were you doing when you were 25? What were you doing when you were 30? And sometimes as older adults, we tend to
Mm-hmm.
forget that we were young at one time, and some of us led some really wild lives. And
Exactly.
because now
But
you're mature and you know better, but
but
still
it,
you
but the thing
curse
is
them.
still,
Don't
even
judge them so harshly because you were doing worse than a lot of them are doing. Are you? Or some of us have children in our own households who we cannot control.
Yep.
So
right,
sometimes it
right.
bothers me that they're going so hard, and like I don't get into it with anybody. Like sometimes I say I might just say it's a rite of passage. You will grow up and look back on the things that they did, and they won't do it at 10 years, 5 years from now. They won't be doing that. Matter of fact, they might mature faster because of the exposure that they get on this platform.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Right, right.
But they say this about the celebrities, like, oh, if you put yourself out there, it's fair game. And
Which, I mean, it is.
it
You're at the
is,
mercy
it,
of the other
it
people
is, but I'm
showing
saying
some
there's a
decency,
line.
basically.
Yeah, there's a line. Again,
Right.
I agree, but there's also a line that you.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. And I think too, like when you are as a content creator, though, you have a level of responsibility that people don't recognize. So, like, if you when you look at your analytics and you see the type of demographic that's watching your channel, right? Mind you, those are the people that are supporting you. And there's a
Yeah,
lot of YouTubers where their sole income depends on just YouTube. They don't have
absolutely.
investments, they don't have anything else, just YouTube. So you have to remember that when we go to job and we clock in and clock out, or we're doing contract work or whatever, we can't behave in a way that is going to make the employers feel disrespected. We have to behave in a way that works in the company code of ethics. You even sign that when you're actually onboarding and getting hired. So
Absolutely.
as it relates to being a content creator, even YouTube, when you're getting monetized or you open up your channel, you are agreeing to their guidelines. So, the
Exactly.
clickbaiting and, explicit content, all that stuff is outside of the guidelines. So there's a line between that, what your audience, if you know your audience is between a certain age, a certain demographic, or they're gravitating to certain type of videos, you have that responsibility to know, okay, there's a video I might want to post, but because of the demographic that I have, it may be considered offensive. So at the very least, you can say, look, disclaimer, you can look, edit, on the video and put disclaimer and say, hey, this topic may be a little sensitive. I know most of my viewers are women. This is going to be a topic about, domestic violence or whatever. So just so you know in advance, so that way you're showing some type of consideration for your audience who are supporting you. So I think
Yep.
that's another
Right.
thing too. We just have to know that we have a responsibility, and even if if you're a content creator and you attract a lot of the younger audience, that's another thing too. You have to look at it like where you have a lot of young people that might be looking up to you. So you don't want to show things that will encourage negative thing. Not to say that you're responsible for it, but you can say, look, guys, I'm going to be doing this or whatever, but this is I wouldn't recommend it for other people or whatever the case.
Yeah, and it's also being fiscally responsible, because if that's where you get your money,
Yes, exactly. Right.
See, and this is one of the things that really attract me to Colors and his team. I've
Clean.
watched those guys' videos and I've never like hearing swearing or anything, They try to
Hmm.
Yeah.
maintain a clean platform,
And
Right.
what's also interesting is that the individual members of the team who have become content creators themselves, their
Hmm.
content is also pretty clean. Not just
Right.
the Color
Exactly.
Smith brand.
Yeah,
They've
that's what I'm
learned.
saying. The whole team, I mean, the
Yeah,
whole team.
yeah,
You will not see those guys behaving in any way disorderly.
Hmm.
I
yeah.
mean, everybody have a little, you know, hostility to them, but
No,
you
it's
don't
human
see
to
that,
err, but it's not. Yeah, it's human to err, but as long as it's not the order of the day, you're not doing.
Right.
Yeah,
So
yeah, because we're gonna have every now and then
And
you're
the thing
gonna
is,
have.
it's like, as the viewer, you know what you're getting when you go on the channel. It's not like every time you don't know what type of content is going to play. Or, you can go to sleep and knowing that you play the whole thing, you wake up and it's going to be the same type of content. It's not going to be like one video is a crazy, crazy video. The next video is explicit. And the next video is about, helping people. It's like, you just,
exactly,
you have that
exactly.
consistency.
Yeah, exactly,
Exactly.
exactly,
Right
exactly.
Right.
about
So
that.
So I think the
And also
authenticity of
for
it.
me, yeah, I'm
Mhm.
sorry. Do you want to
Go ahead.
continue?
No,
No,
that's fine.
for me, sometimes I get annoyed at some of the content creators and just like you would yell at the screen when you're watching a movie, I yell at them
Right.
and I get annoyed at y'all sometimes because just whatever. If you make the wrong, like whatever. If you slip up, and I'm like, that's not, I get annoyed, and I'm like, what part of you didn't see when you posted that video the last time you only got 10 views? Why are you doing another? I yell at them, and I get because
Right.
and but I won't unless you become really disrespectful or whatever. I won't unsubscribe from anybody because this is my entertainment in the same way that when I was younger I used to look forward to watching the soaps. It's the same way that i
Right.
that I
Exactly.
look for when my work day is done and I come home. I don't watch anything else but YouTube. There's
Mhm.
always one of my favorite content creator that has something for me to watch, and
Mhm.
and and they're similar, a lot of them, but they're also different, you know what I mean?
Right.
and so
Exactly.
and so it's entertainment for me, so I want to preserve that and I want to keep it, and sometimes I find that I'm stretched thin because I probably have too many people to watch and I have a
Right.
full-time job that is very demanding, and sometimes
Mhm.
I fall asleep like watching it, but I try to keep up or even just run it so they can get the watch hours,
yeah, the
because
support.
yeah, in the same way that they are looking forward to us liking, sharing, and
Exactly.
it's the same way I'm looking, and I get upset. I'm like, "Oh, what colors I deal with? Me need something for watch." And I will scroll and scroll, and there's nobody with anything new. And I'm like, this is not working. This is not
Right.
working. Why now I have to go watch regular TV, or we watch
Well,
something that
so,
re- I get upset. I rewatch something that
mhm.
I
I
watched
mean,
already.
I'm the same way too. I'm the same way too. I watch so many different channels. I mean, sometimes I forget that I'm supposed to go out there and make a video. Trust me, I am the same way too. You know. But
Yeah.
what I started doing now, because I noticed a trend with YouTubers in general now, where they start to eat off each other's head. And I don't like it.
Right.
They,
Yeah.
for views, they just jump around and they start to bash each other and they talk anything that come to their mouth and thing like that. I don't like that
Right.
because there's so many things out there that we can do to
Hmm.
bring to the television or the phone or the computer, rather than bringing down each other and cussing out each other. So
Absolutely.
I started I start now to make videos about YouTubers in general, like things they shouldn't be doing and stuff like that.
Hmm.
One of the
Right.
things that
And as you say in the beginning that you could be getting 5 views, 10 views, 15 views, but when you get 1,000 views, that's your viral video. And it's
yeah,
my first viral video I got um
seven
since
million.
my first.
Oh,
Since my first. I did a video about Color Smith and Gemrock. with regards to people talking and what they're doing, and the things that have been going on, and that little video, it fly. I'm like what, about 1,300 views on it. That's my viral
Yeah,
video.
well,
you
good
know
for
Right.
you.
and as I said,
Yeah.
my channel is young. It's young. I just started out in December of last year, so you know
Yeah,
I
and
was
you have
I'm still
twelve point 1K.
I'm still feeling, but I think I'm getting there.
But you're doing a great
Of
job. It
course.
seems like you're doing the right thing. But
Yeah,
sometimes I said I wish somebody like, so I consider myself a very avid subscriber, and I also think I'm very analytical. And I do my
Hmm.
own trend and look at the algorithms across different platforms. And maybe me too old, or maybe me the kind of work when me do, but why in God's green earth are you making a video that you made before and you get one handful of views? Is it laziness? Like I feel like you go back and I'm gonna tell you, it turns me off. Like if you do two of those type of video, you best believe me now watch your channel for a long time. Go if that's
Right.
what if that's what you're doing. If you're cleaning the street, clean it good.
right,
And I
right,
get
right.
upset when the videos are not edited. It needs to be said. I get upset when
Right.
the videos are not edited properly. I'm like, it doesn't flow. Make it make sense so it engages me, so I want to sit down and watch it. Like, you
Right.
if you have to
Hmm.
take pride in doing it, and you can tell
Yeah.
the people who put effort. You can't. I know you want to make money. I know you want to put content out there, but there are some people like me watching who want it to.
Hmm.
I want it to flow. I want it to come together. I want it to make sense. My brain no work
Right.
that way there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
true.
So,
And I
Mr.
think,
Blink TV, well, I'm not a content creator. So, can you put it out there to them and say that the viewers want y'all to make it be more cohesive? Put it
Thanks,
together
thanks for the
better.
thanks for the advice, because maybe you're knocking out on me also.
but I'll go back to my channel and search my video, then make sure.
No, shorts are fine. Shorts can be, shorts
Yeah.
are a
I'll search
whole
my
different
channel.
animal. Like it can be random. It can be.
Right. Of
But
course.
when you
Yeah.
make an hour and a half long video,
Right. Exactly.
I
No,
Yeah.
want to,
short,
let me
short,
just put it
short,
out there.
short.
I want to watch it. I want to give you guys the watch hours, but you have to
Right.
engage me.
Have
Short,
It has to
something
make
in
short,
sense.
short,
return.
short,
You have to
short
move.
is just random. I believe.
Yes,
Short
and
is
those
just
are nice. Those are really
yeah.
nice.
But
Shorts are nice.
for long form videos, I think yes, I do. So because sometimes I've been watching some videos and I just click away and just leave it alone.
See,
I
I'm
don't
a
really
me
comment
alone.
and say anything. I don't really comment and say anything. But I think I'm gonna have to address the situation and let
I
people
want
know.
you to do. I wanted somebody who is on, to do it. And there's. I'm not looking for perfection because hello, nobody went to film school. Nobody, do all
Of
of that
course.
stuff.
Exactly.
But
Right. But
I'm not
effort
looking. But I'm just saying, if you want to make money, if you want us to sit there and watch, if you want me to share it to
and
my
like and
friends,
comment and all that. Yeah.
and I try to share them with my friends. I share it on my wall, on my thing. But but I don't want to share something that is not put together good because they're gonna call me and curse me out. I said, "What is you telling me for watch?" So,
Right. But I think that
Well,
speaks to like being
well.
authentic as well.
I'm gonna say it like this. I do not have the best editing skills. It was when in February I went to Jamaica, and it was my little 15-year-old nephew who was teaching me how to do these things, because he's very good
Mm.
at editing. You know, and
but
the
you don't
little
have
that
to
he
be
taught,
great at it.
the,
You
li-
just have to
the,
make it make sense. You understand what
yeah,
I'm saying? It's
the
not
little
about
that he taught me,
perfection.
I'm trying to work with it. And
It's
and
not
and
about
and
Right.
and, and by
perfection.
and by reading and going now and thing like that, and going through AI and thing like, I think I'll get it. You
Listen,
know.
man, if you are making money off of it, And like Janella say, you have no other form of income, and it you depend on to do your thing, man. Do it good.
Yeah, you have to come
Yeah,
hard with
Do
it.
yeah.
it
Yeah.
good.
I am not depending on YouTube because I'm not make a dime out of YouTube yet. You know, I
No, I'm
have a
not
job.
talking about you. I'm just saying in general, people out
Yeah,
there.
I
Yeah,
Like,
know,
in
I
general.
know. But the whole aspect, the whole thing about it, when everybody go into YouTube, nobody can say, well, then they're just going to YouTube because they want to go into YouTube. They're looking for something. You
that's so
understand?
true.
And no amount of money is too much. You know,
Right.
so
Yeah.
I just
for
want them
me,
to take
from
a little
from
bit more
for me,
pride.
for me, it's a backup plan, and I would never say
Mhm.
less. You know, for
Yeah.
me, it's a backup plan, and I hope that I'll be able to get there.
And I think a lot of what I'm seeing now too, is that so many people are just getting on just to get monetized, and they are withholding good content until they get monetized. And I remember when I was building my channel, every video that I have on my channel, even before I was monetized, I put that effort in and I put good videos out there. I mean, my videos are not
Right,
like,
right.
oh my goodness, this is the best of the best and whatever. But every step, when I had, 10 subscribers, 50 subscribers, whatever, I gave content that I actually, till this day, like I'll come home sometime and I will run my old videos and like, look at my old stuff, see where I'm coming from, see where I started and stuff like that. And it's a way for me to look back at my trips or, certain situations that I might have, experienced or something like that. It's a way for me to kind of look back at it as well. So it's like I'm documenting parts of my life. So,
Right.
I feel like a lot of people need to stop with that and stop making it a thing where I'm only going to put out good content if it is monetized. You know what I'm saying?
I
So, yeah,
understand.
Right, right. And there shouldn't be no
100%.
drawback in your doing. I mean, if you're gonna if you want to get monetized, you still have to put out good material. You know,
Yeah,
the longer
just do it good.
the longer you take to do that, then the longer you're gonna be sitting there waiting for 4,000 watch hours.
That's so true.
It's true. Yeah, that is
And
true.
then
A lot of
and then this
people.
is how you become like a household name, and this is how you become highly recommended if you just put out good things all the time. If
And
it's
be
good, why
respectful to your
hold it?
audience.
Yeah,
Hmm.
we deserve it. We deserve good content, people.
I mean, yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah. People are spending time to watch your video. People are doing all of this. I mean, you got to pay your phone bill. You got to do this. You got to. Your time is of essence. You know, so you should be getting something worthwhile.
Stay
Gotcha.
up until 1 o'clock in the morning, and I have to go to work the next day just to watch.
Right, guys. So the moral of the story is make good content so this barber can watch you, all right?
Exactly. And thanks for
So
the
I
thanks for
can,
the
so I
advice.
can recommend your channel.
I really love that. I really love that.
Yeah,
No,
it's
no,
true.
no, no. This could be a listen. This is a good thing. It's a good thing for everyone who's involved. It's a good thing for me when the contents are good because I am entertained and I'm sure to come back and refer your channel and all of that good
Right.
stuff. And it's a good thing for the content creator because views are gonna rack up and you're gonna make more
Right.
money to take care of your life.
Yeah,
So it's
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 true.
it's it's it goes both ways.
And I want
So
to highlight that this discussion too. It's like anybody that's listening, you have a subscriber that is not a content creator at all, then you have a content creator. So getting that perspective from your audience, there are people who are, they might find your channel and they may be struggling with stuff. They might not have, a friend, they might not have family. I know a lot of people who are on channels that you wouldn't necessarily, they're not necessarily content, um, but they go on that channel because it's the engagement piece. There are some people who might be facing disabilities and things like that, and they will have that in the chats or a comment. That's their social group. There's people who might be homebound, and that is their way of feeling like they're traveling. They're looking at a travel channel. So you
Right.
have to be careful how you're doing. Because if, for example, if you have a travel channel and there's somebody that's homebound and you're saying, oh, look at me, look what I can do, and who can't travel, oh my god, like you want to make sure that you have that sensitivity to know, like, your audience could be anyone. It could be
Right.
a government official. You know what I'm saying? How much people, I mean, they're human beings too. When they go home and stuff like that, you might be filming something you're not supposed to. And so
Right.
that's another thing too. You have to be really mindful, what you say. Some people, they lose their temper and they don't have a filter, and they say stuff that they're not supposed to say, and they don't even edit it out, and so there's issues. So we just have to make sure that we are being respectful and understanding that YouTube is a real place. There's real people behind the camera. They have their real situations, and we have to understand that because of the editing and things like that, like, this is live, so we can't edit this, we can't fake this. But with other, the long form videos, people will make themselves look perfect. If they have a black eye that day, they will put a little, go in the Photoshop and highlight the little area or whatever, make it look perfect. You would never know. So we just
Right.
have to remember that, there are real people behind it. And, if you are watching this and you are, just starting out, if your channel is, below 10,000 or below 5,000, you know, looking at it, do it authentically. Make sure you're making content that you enjoy. Don't pay attention to other YouTubers that are getting more views than you or more subscribers. It's not about the viewership and the subscribers. And I'm not saying that just to say that. Like, even through the eyes of YouTube, it is not about the views and the subscribers. It's about the engagement. So if you have 10 subscribers and every video you have 10 views and 10 likes and 10 comments, YouTube will put class you higher than somebody with 100,000 subscribers and only 1,000 views and only 5 comments. So, you just have to look at it like that. Focus on your engagement, focus on, the support that you have, and just grow authentically. Definitely.
Wise words.
Exactly.
I
Precisely.
agree. And you know what?
Yes.
They need each other. In this world, in this arena, people need people. Because
Mhm.
everyone has their own unique experience, and I know some YouTubers study this whole thing. Some people really put, because I can tell by their videos, and I can tell by
Mhm.
the way some of the things they say. And I'm not going to call names, but some people put research work into it, just to make sure that they are, putting their best foot, so to speak, forward. And not everybody has the bandwidth, the wherewithal, the time to do it. But you can also see, because everyone's on different levels
Right.
of
Exactly.
right. But you can still see the effort that is being a level of
Mhm.
effort that is being put
Yes.
in
Very
at
true.
every level. Do you understand what I'm saying? From the different
Exactly.
YouTubers. So in other words, you compartmentalize everyone differently, right? So
Mhm.
we're not judging X and Y
Could I,
with the same.
could I be excused for 1 second, please?
Sure.
Of course. Yeah, you can turn your camera
Well,
off if you have
give,
to.
give me a sec. No, it's all right.
Okay. Yes,
Yeah,
that's true. That's very true.
because everybody have different levels of aptitude in whatever they do. So,
Mhm.
Thank
you're
you.
not expecting everyone to have the same level of performance. And you don't, in other words, you don't use the same brush to paint everyone. So when
Exactly.
I
Right.
say that I'm
Exactly.
looking for something from this person, it's not the same standards that I'm holding the other person to, because you can tell, like, a little kid, a person just starting out is different from somebody who's been doing it for a while, has thousands and thousands
Mhm.
of subscribers. By now you should actually,
Mhm.
not master
Yeah,
it, but
that's
you should
true.
have a better grip of the whole thing, and be able to show growth in your
Exactly.
delivery
Show
and in
growth
your.
and
Yeah.
consistency, and and like I said, that engagement piece is very, very important when you're authentically responding to your subscribers, because like you said, the support that the subscribers are giving is allowing a certain type of benefit or reward for the content creator. So the least they can do is turn around and be genuine and respond properly to their subscribers as well, because that makes a big difference. And I think that's what starts after the channel starts to get up to a certain level. That's what separates the YouTubers, is the engagement part. And even with YouTube, they look at that. They look at how they're being engaged. It's not just by viewers and subscribers. There are people who are getting brand deals because of their engagement rate. There's people
Exactly.
who are
Exactly.
they're getting memberships. There people are buying their memberships. All of those type of things show YouTube that, okay, this person is commenting, they're watching, they're part of the membership, and they're sharing. All of the metrics play a role. It's not just, oh, I posted a video, it got all these views, and I'm good. No, because there are some of the content creators that I watch, that we probably all know them and stuff. And I noticed that whenever I search for just random things that can be something about, similar to what your video is, they don't just pop up naturally. They don't pop up naturally unless I'm already watching other content that is similar to that. So there are some people who, they gravitate to a certain type of content, but they don't show that growth that Ms. Barbara was talking about. And what they end up, they get stuck on the side of YouTube where, like, YouTube is only recommending their videos to other people who are watching that type of content. So they're locked off internationally because it's just the way that they're doing the videos, and it's the way that what they're putting out there and how they're framing it. So I think that just speaks to what Miss Barbara was saying about growth, very important.
Definitely so. Definitely so.
And we have Randingo's lifestyle. I don't know if you all can see his comment here. It says, blessings to
Uh,
you all, my brother and sisters. I'm loving this discussion. So true and very informative.
Oh,
Thank you,
well,
Randingo. You're welcome, Randingo. Randingo is a big supporter of YouTubers too. He I noticed that about him. He's
yeah.
been watching a lot of
Yeah.
videos and commenting a lot.
Hi,
Yes,
Jeanette.
and he's been consistent with his live streams too. I've been on there a few times.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
And
And
you
then we
know what's
have Jeanette
Jeanette?
Baker. She said,
Hmm.
hi, checking in from Toronto, Canada. Wow, what's the weather like up there? You getting the
Probably
heat?
hot.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and you know what I know that when I watch these videos, I say some of the YouTubers, the content creators, are overthinking their content. There's like I'm gonna call you by your YouTube name because that so everybody people can know
Of
to jump
course.
over to your channel. So like Blinkview was saying, he was just out walking and he saw
Mm-hmm.
the dogs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you began filming. So content they're everywhere, and that's why
It's
sometimes I
true.
said, why you bother with this lazy thing here? I mean, it's like an actor or an actress who's an A-lister, right? And then all of a sudden you see them take this real crappy role. I'm like, oh my God, you're an
Right.
Oscar winner. Why would you do this role? And it
Mm-hmm.
flops. Can nobody go to watch it?
It's
You know,
true. Yeah.
w- with me, every day when I'm going out, I grab my cameras. I have three cameras that I walk with, right? Plus my phone. And
Mm-hmm.
every time I'm going out, I grab them because anything could be happening anywhere that I think maybe could be
That's true.
entertaining to somebody.
Yeah.
I don't just
Right.
wait. I don't just wait and plan things and say I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. If I'm
Mm.
passing somewhere, for instance, since of lately, I noticed there is a charity program going on every Saturday on Gun Hill Road, right? And I was just passing there and I decided, let me go over there and make a video, of this thing.
Mm.
I mean, I made two videos so far. The first one didn't work. The second one, no views. I tell myself, I'm not even gonna go back to that. Just like Miss Barbara is saying, why go back to the same
Right.
thing if you notice there's no action? I mean,
Exactly.
it's a
Yeah.
good program. It's a good program because it's all about feeding people, you
Right.
know.
Yeah.
But
But your
it is
audience is
so
not interested.
my audience, they're not engaging to that at all.
Just like
Exactly. Right.
Janella was saying, if or was it you who said everyone's in YouTube for a reason, not just to
Mm.
show videos. They're here for whether it's a second income stream of income, something, or primary or whatever. So if you
Mhm.
really want to get watch hours so that it can result in you being monetized and you start making money, you have to, like, I'm doing it and I'm not a YouTuber. I go through people's videos that I care about and I'm like, look at this person had 30,000 views. For why doesn't this person make more of this content,
Mhm.
well, what this
Right.
person, why you just putting everything out there, and then they become deflated. They feel like nobody's watching my video because you're not paying attention to what's
The
drawing.
analytics. Yeah.
Yes, you're not paying attention.
Mhm.
So then you feel
Mhm.
dejected
That's
and deflated because you feel like your last 10 videos nobody watched because you not seeing the ones that they're realizing that you need to replicate or duplicate the ones that got you the views, and you might not be able to do them in the same way all the time, but just don't do it's, to me, you waste your time, you waste your resources just to put something
mhm.
up that nobody's gonna look at.
And Rundingo Lifestyle says it's all about being realistic, my family. And yeah,
Yes.
being realistic and understanding like the purpose of the video. You know what I'm saying? Is it for entertainment? Is it for growth? And I think that that's one of the biggest things. And I'm really happy that we're able to have this, especially to kind of have the table talk kind of separated by itself. You can really zone in and focus on the topic and stuff like that. And I do hope that a lot of people will see this because it gives a more realistic view of this situation. And anyone that has probably in the same social media circle and stuff like that been seeing what Blinkview TV mentioned earlier, the back and forth and those videos where people are tearing people down. Those are the videos that a lot of the audience is gravitating to because some of them love mix up. So we just want to make sure that you have to be authentic to yourself. Don't jump on trends, the clickbaiting and all that stuff, and just carrying somebody's name in the title, and that has nothing to do with the person. You click on the video, the person in the thumbnail is not even there. Has the video has nothing to
Not
do with it.
even been
No, you
mentioned.
just
Yeah.
I kind of know those ones and I don't even bother to click on them.
right, because
Right.
it's just like you don't want to build your channel to where people are coming to your channel expecting someone else. That's just like
But
you have a
don't
party and you're
but
inviting people.
the thing, in so doing, when you start mislead people, after a while they're gonna get tired of you anyway.
Absolutely.
It's true.
Because you
That's
can't you
yeah,
can't you
and you're
cannot be
gonna think
putting out misleading material.
That's
right.
so true.
It's true.
And you're
That's
sitting
very
there
true.
like,
Yeah.
where is Blink TV? They said it was Blink TV. It's gonna, where is he? Where is he? And I guess
Right.
what
And
I
then say,
do,
"Oh,
I
thank
just
you. It's a
stop
thank you
watching
video.
it, or I fast forward to the end if and if it's not there, then you didn't get the watch time because you.
Yeah, that's true.
But
So definitely.
some YouTubers are aware. They're cognizant of the fact that these are what get them the likes. Like, I'm just gonna say his name because he said it more than a couple of times. I see T-Bag. He likes to do the fishing video for some reason. It's the most
Mm,
therapeutic thing for me. I have fished like maybe twice in my life, or maybe a little more
mhm,
than that. But I
mhm,
love to see a good fishing video. And so every
mhm,
time I look and there's a fishing video, I jump on it. So I remember this
mhm.
day he actually said, and my subscriber liked the fishing video. So here we are doing another one. I said, thank you, Jesus.
Okay.
Somebody is really paying attention. I was so happy
Oh
when he
gosh.
said it. And
Yeah.
he said it more than once. And I'm like, yes, yes. I love when they pay attention and they see that this is what
Exactly.
we like, and this is what they need to do more of. When they can, if they can. Yeah.
Right,
Of
right.
course.
But
Great.
it's
Miss
a
So
good
yeah,
Barbara, I
just
think I
attitude.
think
It's
I
a good
think I
attitude.
think I think by listening to Miss Barbara, you think you share that she's a CEO of YouTube. You know?
undercover, right? Should I give a little
No,
inside
Yeah,
scoop?
let me tell you, man.
she
Sometimes
has everything down pack.
my son used to say, "Do not super analyze me, mom. Stop. Do not analyze me." And I'm like, "I'm not analyzing you. Yes, you are." And I'm like, he'd be like, "Ma, you're not at work." I said, "Okay."
Love.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
I,
try
I I
not to,
mean,
but
I mean, I mean,
it
being,
always
I mean,
comes
being
out.
here right now, being here and listening, I'm developing some great ideas right now in my head, and
That's
things I
cool.
can do, right? Because I can know what she would like right now without even she telling me what she would like.
But
Because
you
of
know,
my mind run on your live stream the other day that you had.
but you know
Huh?
what?
Yeah, you were out there. You were out there fishing the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do a lot of fishing. Yeah, I do a lot of
And
fishing,
I'm not the
but
only one who likes them. There are other people who like them too.
Yeah, of course. It's nature, and there's a lot of
Hmm.
people like the
yeah,
nature part of it.
fishing for me is very therapeutic. I love the
Hmm.
water.
Me
Yeah,
too.
and yeah,
Mm.
and that's why, as I mentioned earlier, that I was on a cruise when I started doing YouTube, because
Right.
I could spend my life on the ocean.
Oh
You
my
know.
God.
Wow.
Yes.
When I was a little girl, I dreamt of my house being somewhere close to a brook, water running.
Right.
I swear, maybe I should tell my son I want a watery grave. I love water. Like, it just even the sound of the water brings me peace
Yeah.
and
Right.
just calms me. I just so I'm with you on that. Water, any it don't, as long as it's not a flood.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Then you
but
have a different problem.
and I love like the river videos and stuff like that. But yeah, man, I'm invested in it, and here's the reason why I'm invested in it. I realize that, and this is why, to pick up from your earlier point, I am so disappointed when I see the crab in a barrel mentality and the fighting, the
Mhm.
infighting among YouTubers, because
Mm.
this is you and I, we all have Jamaican backgrounds, or we, whether we live there or we are from there, whatever. We know
Right.
it's hard to
Exactly.
succeed,
Yeah.
right? And if a young person, or any person for that matter, can find employment on YouTube, I would
Hmm.
like for it to be forever for them. So
Right.
sustainability, that's what I'm looking at. I
Exactly.
want you to be able to sustain this. Let it be a steady
Hmm.
stream of income that's going to come in for years and years. And when you get to a certain point, because we all gonna
Yeah.
peak at whatever we're doing. It don't matter how good you are, you're gonna peak, right?
Hmm.
When you get to the point when you peak, it's just like acting. It's just like them the athletes and celebrities, actors and actresses. Everyone peaks at some point in time in their lives, right? I am
Hmm.
hoping that these, especially the younger people, can start making plans. What will
Yep.
I do when everything is plateaued? When we
Yeah.
peak and there is no upward trend anymore, because that
Right.
day will come. And so these
Hmm.
are the things that bothers me. Maybe I should start a YouTube channel and give this kind of advice. It
Yeah.
works
You
at
should do
work
it.
with it works at work with my staff, especially the younger ones.
Right.
But I am here saying, I hope you're banking some of the, I hope you're thinking out of the box and you're thinking how you can use some of this
Mhm.
money to, some of them are doing it, doing,
Yeah. Some of them are doing it, but some of them are just buying
a lot of
clothes,
them are
buying
not. A
more.
lot of them are not,
Mhm.
but some of them are. And this is why I want the content to be good. I want to be, because people ask me, Barbara, what is that you're watching? And I'm like, YouTube channel. I don't watch TV. I'm like, here, and I'm sending it to them, and, you know, and
Miss
then
Laurie,
Yeah.
maybe you're gonna have to write me a script.
so really and truly, I want the people in my country. I want my fellow Jamaicans who would otherwise be out there struggling or whatever, or
Right.
to be able to make this work for them. So give us good
Mhm.
content. You know, get up off your butt and go out there and find that stuff and put it out there. And when you get to a certain point, put your money to good use, like reinvest it, so that when you peak, you don't have to go back out there pounding the pavement to seek a job.
Exactly.
That's what I want for them. I
Mhm.
celebrate
Exactly.
them every day when I see them doing it, and in their own
Yeah.
way.
Something fun too.
Yeah.
Hmm. That's true. Definitely. Well,
Exactly.
we are
Exactly.
approaching our 1 hour mark, so just let me know if you have like any like final or conclusion as well, because I want to shout out the channel. And I do have with YouTube, I do have your channel in the description. I think I just have to post like the link itself, so we can definitely
Oh, well, I
redirect
just
it as well.
yeah, we talked a lot. I just want to say, I love y'all out there who are creating good content, or even if it's not great yet, content that we can watch. I love YouTube. It's the only thing I watch these days, except for the besides the weather. And so, just continue getting better and do what you're doing. You're gonna succeed if you continue to put the work in and be mindful of the
Mhm.
quality.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
definitely.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's some really good advice right there, and I'll be working on that. I don't know if I have anything out there that you don't like, but definitely there are places place for improvement. So definitely we'll be doing that.
Right.
And don't.
Meanwhile, I'm
I
gonna go to
mean,
my channel and make sure Barbara approved.
Miss Barbara, if you go across my channel and you see anything that you don't like, comment. I can take any kind of criticism. It doesn't matter to me. I can, and I will work on it. I'm not gonna be mad
No,
because
no, I'm not gonna
you're
comment. No, I won't comment in that comment. I only do positive. Even though I know I can't do it there. If you have an email, I could send it to your email, but no, I wouldn't do it there.
my number is listed up there. You could text me.
Oh, I'll text you. Okay, I'll text you in a
Exactly.
night, and I'll
You
say
t-
something in a
Give you a
nice way.
quality
exactly.
assurance rating.
You text me and say, listen, I don't like this, and you can do that, or you can do that. Because as I said, I'm still growing.
No,
If I
don't
if
say
I'd
it like
known if
that.
I
If I have an
you
idea,
know
I'll share it with you.
if
But
I'd known long ago. I mean, I put up so much building in New York. I do so much construction work. All those things I could be putting out there. But I started out when I just feel like, as I said, I had the channel since 2013 and I never really used it. But I will be coming up
Right.
with something great. It is such a nice it is such a nice thing
Right.
to be here, to hear from you, the subscriber, the viewer, and to get your
Right.
input and
Exactly.
the thing, yeah. Because if we're not hearing from the subscribers or the viewers, then we're not gonna know what you guys want or what you guys or how you guys are thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So
That is
with
absolutely.
yeah, with all of that, no, there are places for improvement. So
mhm,
there are
definitely.
Yeah,
places
I'm
that
just
we that
transferring the knowledge that I have from my job because I like help to critique like exams that they have for the civil servants exams for the city. So I kind of have that kind of background. So hopefully it's
Mhm.
helping somebody to build up their
Yes, of
channel
course.
or to just do something
And we
to
appreciate
improve.
that
Yeah,
definitely because
because if
anybody
I'm
that's
saying it, there
watching
are other people out there who are
that are
thinking it.
singing this, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, very true. Mhm, definitely. Well, thank you all for being here. Thank you so much for
Nice, nice.
joining me. That
It
was
was
a really
great.
good, discussion. It kind of definitely took its course.
I
Oh, that's
hope
great
Marlon's
for this
proud
to
of us.
be. I know,
All right.
right?
Thanks for
Get
having me.
the report card. But yes, for the first live stream for Table Talk JA. So this is very exciting. I can't wait to see how this is going to grow. Marlon has a lot of guests lined up. And of course, anytime you want to come back, if you have a topic that you want to share, let us know. Definitely, like I said, if you have anything that you're going to be doing, whatever, we will share your videos. Of course, obviously, if it is in line with the clean content that we are providing, we have no problem sharing and supporting others. That's what this platform is about. It's about sharing and supporting and uplifting, and that's where we're here for. So definitely, for anyone that's going to be watching this afterwards, definitely click the like button, leave a comment, subscribe, share with others, and definitely come on our journey with us.
Great.
Thank you for having
All
me,
For
right.
and
having me.
I'm looking at that.
Perfect. Okay,
Bye.
so blessings,
Have a good
everyone. We'll
night.
see you on the next one.
Bye,
Okay.
Miss Barbara.
Bye bye. Take care now.